Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Wet Urchin today. I just got out of the shower, and I think my shirt is, it's a little see-through. So I decided to skim through the MBTI searches this morning. My goodness, that is painful. Apparently MBTI is pretty big in some Asian cultures right now. I unfortunately don't speak any other language. America. But I decided that perhaps today we talk about how to not die alone as an ENTP, if you're into that sort of thing. Fairly certain that ship sailed away from me, and I started to enjoy waking up at 3 in the morning wondering why I even bothered explaining to my ex why the Pirates of the Caribbean movies weren't realistic. I could actually see the magic dye in her eyes. This video isn't meant for the elder ENTPs. If you're alone at this point, I imagine your hatred for the human race is rather intractable. I'll see you at the bar. Quick disclaimer, these are in no particular order. As far as I'm concerned, any person willing to put up with your nonsense should be at the top spot for consideration. So for those that still have a chance, here are solid choices for an ENTP relationship. Kicking things off, we have the ISFJ. We're starting with a surprise gut shot, you know? Before you think I've lost all credibility in the subject, just give me a minute. Believe it or not, you'll actually have something in common. A mutual disgust of humanity. In fact, it'll most likely be the cause of you talking in the first place. Usually you can find the ISFJ like shaking their head off in the distance after watching an employee do something incredibly dumb. The ISFJ shares the same functions as an ENTP, just in reverse order. So it's not impossible for them to see things from your perspective. They just may not want to do it very often. What makes the relationship manageable is that the ISFJ will be consistent. You'll know what they like, you'll know what they hate. Not very exciting, but you can be fairly confident that you won't wake up with a knife pointed at your eye because they thought they saw you in an amateur porn video. In most cases, the ISFJ is familiar with keeping up in the routines of household maintenance. It doesn't mean they won't ask you to clean the gutters from time to time, but they will believe that handling most things themselves will be more efficient, instead of watching you wander around for an hour trying to find an easier way to take out the trash. Thankfully, most modern-day ISFJs are familiar with gaming culture and won't be immediately put off by your desire to play Dungeons & Dragons or some MMO. If you actually find one that enjoys doing it, then you'll be set up with a companion that can easily balance out your lack of everyday awareness, and have many more things to complain about together. Gonna be one of those piss-off Reddit days today. Next, we have the INFP. I know I've given them a lot of shit over the years. So what makes them a solid choice for an ENTP? Well, it's not gonna be the shared interest in topics, let me tell you. You'll find the INFP interesting due to the fact that they apply their extroverted intuition in a way that's very foreign to you, through their feelings. Don't go running off into the hills just yet, because the INFP is actually similar to you in terms of attention span. So they won't try to have you emotionally mapped out, in a single afternoon. They'll be off trying to figure out how people feel based on the coffee they ordered. So they won't always be around trying to gauge your reaction to emotional stimuli. Neither of you are particularly adept at paying attention to the mundane, so it'd be a bit of a joint effort in making sure the dishes get done. But the bright side is, whatever crazy, exciting idea you have, they will be on board and support you, so long as it's ethically neutral, and will most likely bother you with how the idea might make other people feel. I'm sure that doesn't get irritating. That's why we have alcohol. Moving on to another shocker, we've got the ISTP. So here's the thing about this one. It's a more masculine personality, so if you're looking for a female ISTP, they're gonna be a bit more uncommon. But I can safely say I've confirmed at least 2 in existence, so just keep an eye out. What makes this personality stand out from the others? They will want to compete with you, whether mental or physical. They will have a desire to assert dominance in any field of skill. With you. At no point will you feel obligated to let them have a win. In fact, they would despise you for doing so. They will try to outdrink you, get higher DPS in World of Warcraft, pull off funnier pranks, anything. Another interesting aspect, they will also enjoy trying to think things through logically, meaning that in most cases you'll be on the same page about everything. If you're lucky, they'll even teach you some tips and tricks about paying attention to your surroundings. You blind idiot. This does mean that most discussions about feelings aren't even going to make it to the table. Oh no, what a shame. Just make sure you have enough time for relations, as the ISTP won't put up with you ghosting them for 2 weeks so that you can research quantum mechanics. And last but certainly not least, drumroll please, the ISFP. Yes, the ultimate sidekick personality. If you'd like to have someone around that will take care of the physical aspects that you regularly ignore, or someone that will nod sweetly at every insane thought that comes out of your mouth, look no further than the humble ISFP. I do believe, however, that you're both the polar opposites. You share no function preferences, and your approach to solving problems couldn't be any more different. You want to create the hottest new invention, they want acres of gardens. How could this relationship ever work, you might ask? It's actually quite simple. You both balance out what the other lacks. If they have a novel problem the internet can't answer, you solve it. You have digestion issues, they're looking up recipes for what you need to eat. They need help arguing with someone, you're right behind them pointing out flaws in logic. You need a lot of tedious things done, they're already waiting in the car for you. If you're looking specifically for a low-stress relationship, then the ISFP is for you. The tricky part is not getting bored. You're probably not going to have a ton in common. Thankfully, I've yet to meet a modern-day ISFP that doesn't play some kind of fantasy game, tabletop or video, so make sure you do focus on whatever you have in common as much as humanly possible. No one's gonna like this video. And those are my rather unconventional picks for an ENTP relationship. Some of you may have noticed that a lot of the N-types weren't included in this list. Obviously, an ENTP with an ENTP is some kind of match made in hell, where every day starts with a game of rock, paper, scissors to determine who's gonna pretend to be an adult. As for the INFJs or the INTJs, it has been my conclusion that a strong preference for introverted intuition, not very compatible for lead extroverted intuition, and that a long-lasting relationship between the two would be situational at best. Introverted intuitives want to do their own thing, and always believe that their plans and ideas are the best. It doesn't mean they won't capitulate once in a while, but having multiple ideas at once and not sticking to plans really starts to piss them off, so explore that at your peril. But if you enjoyed the video anyway, hit that like button. Now that the holidays are over, I'm trying to get a video out about every day, so if you're looking for more regular comedy, make sure to subscribe. That's it for this video. I'll catch you later. Bye!